Hello, and welcome to our Career Development Alumni Interview Series. I'm Patty Moran, and here at Sacred Heart, and I'm very lucky to have Cody with us today, who is going to talk a little bit about his experience at Red Hat and his professional journey so far. And Cody, thanks again for taking the time to educate our students about your background and to learn a little bit more about your successes in the industry so far. So let's start off by formally introducing yourself.
Yeah. So Cody Richard, class of 2017 at Sacred Heart. I majored in computer science with specialization in game design, minored in business and math, and was a member of the fencing team while I was at SHU.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So, Cody, what exactly do you do? What is
Mhm.
your current role?
So I am my technical term is Global Partner Solutions Architect. And so essentially what that means is I am a technical resource or consultant for our partner ecosystem at the global level. So essentially my day-to-day kind of looks like answering questions about our products, answering questions about joint solutions between us and our partners. Some of our partners include Microsoft, NVIDIA, Google, Amazon, pretty much any software company, we try to work with them at some point. So basically just putting together PowerPoints, putting together joint solutions, solution architecture, briefs, pretty much anything to get Red Hat's partner ecosystem out there.
Great. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And I know COVID has put a spin on your
Yeah.
position a bit with your day-to-day responsibilities. I'm sure you've been managing quite well with that transition. And
Mhm.
so, what are some of the major factors that you think contributed to where you are now?
So I started after Sacred Heart in an application development role at Rockwell Automation. So they're a manufacturing automation company. They do a lot of heavy industry automation, so robotics, process automation, anything that you've seen with manufacturing, oil and gas, anything like that. And basically, I had this really unique opportunity that they were starting to look into analytics and IoT. And so with that opportunity, I was able to kind of get into the team really new and really young and work on what I call technical translation. So essentially taking really complex terms like machine learning, edge computing, IoT, and translating them to people who don't necessarily understand that, but have a business interest in those products. And so with that experience at Rockwell, I was kind of able to take that and move it into a pre-sales role, which is where I work now at Red Hat. And it's really given me this kind of unique ability to say, yes, I want to sell you this product, but is it going to solve a use case? Is it really going to make your life easier? Or do you just want it because it's, you saw it on Yahoo News and that's the cool thing?
Yeah,
And so having that ability has really made it easier for me at Red Hat to put together more unique and appropriate solutions.
that's great. And is there anything unique about Red Hat and
Oh
the
yeah.
climate?
Yeah, so Red Hat is a really cool company. They're the first $1 billion open source company. So essentially they take from the upstream open source community, make it more enterprise ready. We call it kind of hardening, make it more secure, remove any bugs that there may be in the community version and make them ready for enterprise customers. And so what's really awesome about that is you're moving away from proprietary closed software development and you're
Hmm.
essentially opening up the community and allowing people to basically see everything that you do. So all of Red Hat source code is out there in the world. We take a lot from the upstream. We contribute very heavily to the upstream, which is awesome. And I feel that Red Hat has this kind of motive to help the community become better at programming and better at developing. So they work a lot with developers, individual programmers, stuff like that. And essentially you can go out and download anything that Red Hat makes as a product. You won't get the support or the training that we provide. And that's where Red Hat really adds the value. But it's all out there and it's readily available for anyone who's really interested in looking at it.
That's great. Sounds like a great opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, I knew Cody as a student, and I know that he was involved in so much and he really put his best foot forward. But I'm going to ask you this anyways. If you were to do it all over again, would you have done anything different when you were at SHU?
Yeah. So As far as like my major and fencing and everything that I focused on, I wouldn't do any of that differently. The one thing that I would focus on a little bit more is trying to take more classes in different areas. So obviously with my two minors and my major, I tried to be as well-rounded as I could, but I would love to focus on maybe some philosophy and some psychology, because it definitely plays a huge role into development, sales, how people do what they do, why people do what they do. And so I feel like that would have been a really interesting take on development.
Yeah, that's great. And that transitions nicely into our last question. Can you share some advice for current students on how to break into the software development and or sales industry?
Yeah. Like I mentioned, that technical translation, that's what I look for when I do hiring. When I was at Rockwell, I was looking to hire interns. And when I'm at Red Hat, I still look at resumes from time to time. Really, the ability to take a technical term like machine learning, for example, and translate it to someone who maybe doesn't fully understand it, but has a need for it, that is huge. And it's not something that you see coming from a lot of developers. So it's something that we very highly look for. And so if you can get that development experience with that technical translation, you're going to be very successful in both programming, application development, as well as sales, even managerial level, director level.
That's great. Well, Cody, we thank you for your time. From all of us here in career development and the greater SHU community, we're excited to see you continue to succeed and to see what's next on your professional journey. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much, Patty.